So what I want to show y'all is well, what I want to say first of all is I guess that my video that I did about Asmongold being racist or not is kind of big for my channel. It's got 500 views and most everything else gets like 10 or 15 views. I know, not big in the grand scale of things. But I got a couple of comments on that video, which are right here. It says, I suggest you watch the original video to get the full picture, and then maybe you should watch the actual Birdman's video instead of Asmongold's clipped nonsense, because he just called me racist offense only works on those who haven't seen the original video. This guy says delusional, also delusional, LOL. So I went and looked it up. I'm assuming it's this one. I hope it is. I'm not watching an hour and 35 minutes worth. We're gonna watch the 26 minutes long one, and I don't even know if we're gonna make it all the way into this one before I skip through. This starts sounding dumb, or if we're gonna think with emotion instead of logic, I'm gonna fast forward or even click off. I'm not gonna stick around forever about him. Unfortunately, I just don't see many reasons why you would think that Asmongold is racist just because he believes that it's a problem, which I believe that it's partly a problem. I believe the extent that they've taken it to is a problem. I don't think that the idea around it is a problem. Let me just say that. I also believe that illegal immigration is illegal and should be done something about. So I stand with him on that. Let's see what this dude, the Birdman, has to say. I do like his, what is profile banner? I like that. That's pretty neat. I don't like this profile picture, but I do like this. I don't know, 70s, 80s maybe, logo style. Anyways, let's click on it and see what's going on here.
As I predicted, Zach was too cowardly to respond to the video where he got thoroughly debunked again. He once again pulls the excuse that the video is too long.
I agree. I'm not gonna, I didn't want to react to the hour and 30 something minute one. That's why I chose this one, because I'm not reacting to an hour and 30 minutes worth. That's just brutal and unnecessary. If you can't say what you got to say in shorter time than that, then you probably are stretching or repeating your points or something.
While no live streaming for what amounts to a full work day at a normal job. It's like, what the fuck are you even reacting to on stream if not?
So you expect him to react to one thing all day and not all the other stuff that he does?
A person bitch slapping you for the length of the first Shrek film. You have nothing else to do.
You're bragging about that it took you that long?
You do nothing else but talk about people on stream. Your excuses may work on those that follow you, but for everyone else, it's looking like you're afraid of acknowledging criticism.
It's not necessarily those who follow, but it would be those who agree with his points. So I agree with all of his points. I do follow him, but not everybody that agrees with him follows him.
You claim to farm people for content, but apparently you're too scared to build the barn. I guess you're afraid of people that will act.
Looks like you're trying to farm him. Looks like you're the one clout chasing. Or what's the word? What's the other word for it? Grifting. Like you're using his face to get views. And I guess that's what happened for my video. It got 500 views, I guess, with his face. Matter of fact, I'm going to attempt to not have his face as a thumbnail. That way I'm not clout chasing.
Actually farm you back. Anyway, he basically skims through the video, which is definitely how you respond to someone criticizing you. Very honest.
You skim through to find the information that you feel is important to react to, because whenever you're saying a bunch of nonsense, why would you not skim through that?
Not scared of what's being said at all. But even him skimming through the video has produced hilarious results, and that's what we're going to take a look at in today's episode of The Infinite Regress. Take it away, Mr. Hoyt.
Birdman
Hoyt?
posted this.
Is that Zach's last name is Hoyt?
No. Birdman posted again.
He says no. Yeah.
Destroying Asmongold for 1.5 hours. Well, he took my advice. I'm not gonna sit around and react to a fucking video that's an hour and a half long.
I'm sorry. What? Your thoughts and opinions have precisely zero effect on my video making process. You can respond.
Then why are you asking him to react to your video?
Or you can hide, cope, and send your audience at me.
Oh, wow. So we're given an ultimatum of your character. And if you don't, you're hiding.
None of that will affect me or how I decide to respond. As you can see, I am still here, standing on all 10 toes, ready to bitch slap you again. I said in that video.
You say that as if like you're like this big, burly freaking. I bet you say this. You know what the problem is people got too comfortable with saying things like that online that they lost the touch with reality. Like, I guarantee you that this dude will not say this stuff to somebody in real life, or he'd get his teeth knocked down his throat.
Video that I'm aware that you're too chicken shit to actually respond to the whole thing, which is why
this dude is like the definition of a keyboard warrior.
Why it doesn't feature the start and stop buttons. Not that you would abide by them anyway, but that doesn't mean everyone else is afraid to watch the video, Zach.
You're literally editing your video for him to react to, and then you're griping that he doesn't want to react to your video. Sitting out here at work editing this video, and I realize that you think that 100,000 views in the last 48 hours counts towards view duration. We're talking about view duration here, and you want to bring up however many people watched it. Show the stats on the view duration, Birdman, not just the 100,000 views in the last 48 hours. That only counts for the first 30 seconds.
It's called exposing the grift, after all. And as such,
I had to Google what grift meant, and apparently I was being considered a grifter because of my last video.
Everyone else saw me beat you into submission, and everyone else will use my arguments.
I don't think it's submission. If it was submission, you would see Asmongold cowering down, and yes, you're right. Whatever you say, Birdman, you're right. I was wrong. That would be submission. He's just like ignoring you. That's not submission.
Against your lies and bad talking points when you predictably keep making them. And everyone else will recognize that you
Oh, God, this Hassan guy. That dude was a freaking idiot.
Can't handle being dunked on point.
If you make your video like Hassan did, I'm going to be skipping through a lot of this.
By point and have to rely on others to do your dirty work because you're too stupid and or cowardly to do it yourself. Oh, I can put you in a blender in a short video or a long one.
This dude talking about what a chicken shit Asmongold is, but yet every time he puts like he's the one talking, it's this dude right here. Bet he looks nothing like this muscular green goblin with orange hair looking like Goku motherfucker right here. I bet that he looks nothing like this, but Asmongold actually shows his face and he talks and he's on camera and present, and you're just like not here. This dude is who you having represent you, and you're talking about the other guy being a coward.
It makes no difference to me. At Warcraft raid and still had a tangible hairline. I have videos.
Just crazy pull, huh? Just randomly click the point of video.
So as I said, he's just skimming through the video, which makes very little sense. My assumption is that...
Dude, we're 2 minutes and 49 seconds in, and that's all I've heard you talk about is him skimming through your videos so far and how you've bitch slapped him for an hour and a half, and you make me want to skip through this or skim through this video. Get to the fucking point.
That since his audience have been melting down over the video, and yes, they have, he had no choice but to address it, and this is his roundabout way of doing that. A white flag, in other words. Do you notice how these...
Not in other words, either he threw out the white flag or not. You can't consider it a white flag if it's not one. Like, if it's what you say is, that's like, I remember back in high school, I got in a fight with this kid, and they were like, "Oh, he whooped your ass. He whooped your ass." No, I didn't throw in the white flag. Like, just because you said that he whooped my ass, or he said that he whooped my ass, didn't mean that he whooped my ass, because I ain't had my ass whooped until I've had enough. And I hadn't had enough. I got up and I was like, "Come on, let's keep fighting." And he was like, No, I'm good." I'm like, "No, come back here. You said you whooped my ass. Get back here and let's fight. You ain't had your ass whooped until you give up, you know?" This dude, I don't think that he's throwing in the white flag.
Numbers don't add up to 100 right, because this is acceptance rate within a subgroup, not the
You can't read the graph. Oh my God.
I think Zach believes his theatrics are fooling people, which is cute. But remember, he's skimming through my video, a video where I thoroughly...
We're still talking about skimming through the video. We're thoroughly. Let's see. Are we talking about this thing where you don't understand per capita, like per race? I think I seen something about that, but
explain that graph, provide the source for that graph, and even show the students' actual school choices from 2014, a time period that graph covers. No, it's Zach that can't read that graph, as he will demonstrate for us in a few seconds.
yeah, let's
Medical
see.
school acceptance rates in the United States from 2013 to 2016. If you had a score of I guess 24 to 26, if you were Asian, you had a 6% chance to get accepted.
Wrong.
If you were black,
Is that not what it says? It's at 6. Asian's the blue. White is the 8. 31% is the Hispanic, and 56% is the black. So that's...
you had a 56% chance to get accepted.
Wrong.
I want you guys to see this because
Putting the wrong thing on there doesn't make you right. Why don't you just quit saying wrong and show us why he's wrong?
this is how unbalanced and how unfair it is.
Wrong.
So this is a part of his original stream on Twitch that was not included in the edited video that I responded to on YouTube. And that's fortunate for him, because it would have been further evidence that he is really fucking stupid. As I explained in my video, this graph is showing the acceptance rate within a subgroup. 6
Within a subgroup.
plus 8 plus 31 plus 56 adds up to 101. Not 100. So clearly, these groups are not competing with each other. It gets worse the higher the MCAT scores go. 21 plus 29 plus 60 plus 81 is 191. And 58 plus 63 plus 83 plus 94 is 298. If
These are still percentages, though.
these were the
Why are you
acceptance
adding
rates
the
of these
percentages?
groups versus each other, the percentages would add up to 100. They don't.
That's not what he's saying. 6% of Asians, not 6% of population. 6% of Asians, 8% of whites, 31% of Hispanics, and 56% of blacks, right? Or am I wrong?
Because these are acceptance rates within a subgroup, not the chance you had to be accepted, as this moron said.
If you were Asian, you had a 6% chance to get accepted.
Wrong.
Out of 100% of Asians, I think that's what he's trying to say.
As I said in the other
Man, that irks me for you to put wrong. That's
video, the acceptance rate for black students is
Hold on.
higher because there are less black students that apply. There are more white and Asian applicants than black applicants. All of a sudden, this idiot doesn't understand per capita. If a pool has 100,000 people and 10% are accepted, that's 10,000 people. If Pool B has 5,000 people and 20% are accepted, that's 1,000 people. If Pool C has 100 people and 100% are accepted, well, that's 100 people.
congratulations. You know how to do a little bit of math, but you're ignoring the fact that back here, this is within why are you adding these up? Like, this is in their own groups. I don't understand that. So 6% of Asians get accepted, not 6% of population. Or am I wrong about that? I'm going to Google it. Hold on. Let me go back here. We're going to Google this right now. That's how I Google things with my phone. Take a picture, send it to Gemini. Okay, so the 6% represents a specific slice. It means that out of 100% of Asian applicants, which is what I thought, who applied with an MCAT score between 24 and 26 and a GPA between 3.2 and 3.39, only 6% of those were accepted to a medical school during 2013 to 2016, while 56%. So, yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Plus 81 is 191, and 58
Let's go
plus
back
63.
up here because I don't want to hear all that
You're
again.
talking about averages over a 4-year span, so the numbers I've given you may be slightly higher or lower depending on these factors. If I were to show black applicants for the 4 years of Zach's graph at Howard University specifically, it would be 93 students in 2013, 89 students in 2014, 101 students in 2015, and 111 students in 2016, for a total of 394 black applicants in the time span of Zach's graph. This is literally less than the number of Asian applicants UCLA had in a single year. But if we are assuming that all of these cohorts were the most qualified, we have an estimated 370 black students accepted by Howard University over 4 years. Just for the sake of being thorough, in 2013, UCLA had 405 Asian applicants. And
Part of the reason is because the population per group, the subgroup, is going to be more or less depending on the subgroup. There might be 500,000 whites and only 100,000 blacks and only 30,000 Asians, or what. I don't know what the actual numbers are. I'm just throwing numbers out there. But when you have a scale, or a percentage of that scale is going to be larger or smaller, like you can't fault the system because there's less of one race compared to another.
2014, there were 430. In 2015, there were 475. And in 2016, there were 557.
So what you're saying is you want the same number of people, regardless of what's available in the pool, to be able to, from each race. So you're either you got to hold back one race, or you have to project the other forward to make a match, because otherwise you're not going to get the same. Like, if that's the comparison you're trying to make, that doesn't make any sense.
For a total of 1,867 Asian applicants. If we assume they were the most qualified, this equates to an estimated 1,083 Asian applicants that were accepted to UCLA over 4 years. Lower percentage, significantly higher number of students. This is
Maybe
all
I'm an
on
idiot,
top of
but
the
I don't.
fact that Asian and black medical students are applying to completely different schools.
Okay.
So the fact that Howard accepted 94% of black applicants has no effect on Asian students, because Asian medical students don't apply to Howard University. Asian students preferred schools in California overall, mostly at UCLA. And at UCLA specifically, there were only 29 black applicants in 2013. If we apply our numbers to UCLA, in 2013, there would have been about 27 black students accepted to UCLA Medical and 235 Asian students accepted. Now,
So what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that because, they're black, that the college is like, nope, not accepting that? Like, what is your point here?
let's be silly and use the least qualified members of Zach's graph, which would be those numbers on the left. This would mean UCLA accepted 16 black students and 24 Asian students. No matter how you look at this, black medical students are not preventing Asian medical students from being accepted into college.
And vice versa with any other race. Asians and whites and Hispanics aren't preventing blacks. So I don't understand why you keep going on.
Asians and white people are. White acceptance rates are higher than Asian acceptance rates across the board, and they apply to a lot of the same schools at comparative rates.
How are they higher? The graph is literally showing it's lower.
Using UCLA once again, there were 246 white applicants in 2013. If we assume the most qualified, there would have been 155 white students compared to 235 Asian students, a much better comparison than the 27 black students of that same year. This is why you don't go by percentages, Zach. This is why you do the actual research, Zach. This is why the theatrics aren't working, Zach. You can't read this graph.
Weaponized
Maybe you're just reading it the way you want to read it.
yapping.
Agreed. We know that voter ID laws don't protect against voter fraud because voter fraud is not an actual problem in the
No.
Voter ID laws are going to protect against illegal immigrants being able to vote.
You're not you're even going against voter ID because the black people don't know where the DMV is? Are you serious?
Has nothing to do with the black people.
Yes.
You see, this is why Zach doesn't want to respond to videos like mine. He can't. He can't even keep up with what's being said. He heard me say that voter fraud is not an actual problem, and his response was, he's against voter ID because black people don't know where the DMV is. That's not remotely a response to the claim that I just made. And he's doing the overacting again, using theatrics in lieu of an actual argument, because he doesn't have an actual argument. You see this in real life all the time. When two people are about to fight, the one that can't fight tries to speak very loudly in an attempt at intimidating the other person out of the fight, because the loud person is scared and can't actually fight. It's
I feel like this would be you in real life, if I'm being honest.
very simple, Zach. Respond to the claim and evidence I presented. Voter fraud is not a real issue in the United States.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That is completely false. It was a big problem.
The source for my claim is a right-wing think tank that provided documented cases of voter fraud over a span of 38 years that numbered in the tens. It appears that our elections are exceedingly secure, so there is no actual need for voter ID law changes. What we do know is that those laws will suppress the vote of those in marginalized communities and the disabled. Nobody cares that you're a sociopathic moron whose best idea was being born. Address the argument being made. You can't, and you know you can't. Stupid, and that anyone with an IQ that could be measured with a thermometer in the Antarctic
So mad about this? Yeah, I don't know. I think this is an AI voice, so I'm not even sure if this guy's black in the first place, but who knows?
Let's cut the shit, Zach. My channel is older than yours. I was the #1 ranked Blanca
Who cares?
player in the world back when you were doing your first World at Warcraft raid and still had a tangible hairline.
I had a YouTube channel back in 2006. That doesn't make me nothing.
I have videos older than your
I say 2006. It might have been 2007. It was whatever year YouTube came out. I just made a YouTube channel. Then like the next year, Google bought them or something. I don't know. It's been a while.
entire YouTube channel. I can't possibly have been an AI before AI existed, dumbass.
The comments, man. Motherfucker, do you know who I am? You're looking at the #1 blind.
See, your voice sounds real here, but your voice through this whatever doesn't sound right. I don't know. It just doesn't sound the same. Like it's similar, but it sounds like you used AI to replicate your voice is honestly what it sounds like.
Player on PlayStation in the world.
Is that him?
Me. Look up the rankings for Street Fighter 4. Me. Now, currently,
What does this have to do with the video? Yeah, so this is the reason why we don't have time to watch an hour-and-a-half video, is because you make it aside for talking about where you're ranked in Street Fighter 4. By the way, isn't Street Fighter 6 out?
Lot to unpack here. First, Zach claims
Where are we gonna like what's
to not have time to respond to my video because of clips like this one. The problem with this line of reasoning is manyfold, but again, Zach streams for 6 to 8 hours every single day. My video would have been an eighth of his normal streaming time. He literally has nothing better to do than to react to shit on stream all
he doesn't want to react to 1/6 of his stream to just your shit though.
day, every day. The guy had to be banned on Twitch to fucking finally go to the dentist.
He got banned on Twitch, but then he got unbanned within the period because it was a false ban.
This is an excuse that is fooling no one. Second, that clip is from another video. The reason I placed that clip in this video is because you literally accused me of being an AI voice, you stupid motherfucker. I'm showing that, no, I am a flesh and blood human using my real voice and giving the reason I use the specific avatar that I use. birds, one stone. That section was less than 3 minutes in a video that is an hour and 35 minutes long.
Oh man. Okay, so you showed your face one time. Why are you still showing this dude? Why not just use your own face? I guess I didn't get the reasoning
Third,
behind it.
you
And I'm
actually
not going
made a
back
good
to watch
point,
it.
but for the wrong reason. Let's hear it again.
By the way, isn't Street Fighter 6 out?
Yes, Zach, Street Fighter 6 is out. And that's precisely why me showing Street Fighter 4 footage on YouTube makes sense for the point I'm making. I've been here a while. I am making the point that I existed on YouTube far.
God damn. We already knew that. We got it. You got to keep going on about it. Like, we got it. Your voice has been on YouTube. I get where Asmon's coming from, though. Like, your voice doesn't sound real. It sounds like you've AI cloned your voice.
Longer than AI voices have. Holy fuck, dude. It's like you need a neon sign pointing at another neon sign pointing at the point in order.
Oh, man.
First 2008. August 2008. So I actually joined YouTube because August happened before October. That would mean that my account would be older than his. You see how that math works?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. When your sycophantic audience cries at me, telling me that I'm irrelevant and that you're richer and more successful than me, they were talking about the Zach Rar channel, a channel with less views than mine, barely more subscribers, and one
I think by successful, he's talking about Money in the Bank.
you haven't uploaded to in 4 years, a period of time I didn't even know you existed. My mistake. I assumed that when they were telling me that you had 4 million subscribers, they were referring to the Asmongold TV channel. You know, the channel you regularly upload to and was created in 2019. I guess I should have referred to a dead channel that nobody actually watches. Silly me. You know, I actually laughed out loud at this. These people thought I was talking about when he joined YouTube instead of this channel.
Oh, man, you take so long to make your points. I think I'm done with this. I made it halfway. Let me click through here a little bit.
That it's reflecting, it's rejecting, I'm sorry.
See how your voice sounds different? Hold on. Let's see what, maybe that's what he's talking about.
87AI. It's an industry standard microphone. It's a one in the world, and I had been #1 in the world for like 7.
Different.
And black people are associated with crime in the United States. Hearing me on this, my Electro Voice RE20 dynamic microphone in an untreated room where you're hearing reflections and reverberation. When I'm doing a voiceover, I'm in here recording on my Neumann U87AI in a sound treated booth.
Why is it called AI?
So
are they using AI to like filter out stuff? Because it honestly doesn't sound realistic.
You might need headphones for this next demonstration. I have brought out the microphone that I normally use for my voiceover, which is a Neumann U87AI. It's an industry standard microphone. It's a pro microphone. It's extremely expensive. And this is my Electro Voice. This is what you're hearing me on. It's my Electro Voice RE20. It is a much cheaper microphone. It is a dynamic microphone. This is known as a large condenser microphone. They're going to sound completely different, especially in different spaces. But in an untreated room, this is kind of the microphone you want to use. As I said, it's a dynamic, which means that it's rejecting, the sounds that are on the sides and everything that's behind. So you get kind of a muddier sound, I would say. It's a bright microphone, but
you call it muddier. I call it more realistic sounding.
It's still not as clear and clean as this one. And I'm going to switch over to this microphone right now. Now you are hearing me on my Neumann U87AI, and you'll notice that it is much crisper, much sharper, and it demonstrates the proximity effect. So you see, the closer I get to the microphone, the, I guess, more that I will use, and I'm going to switch.
We get it. Your voice is an AI, but can you not see the other point of the view where it does sound AI?
Back. Now we're back over to this microphone. And
okay, we get it.
Country. Why are white people committing all that crime?
The graph combines Hispanic crime with white. One problem with FBI data is that it groups non-Hispanic whites with Hispanic whites into the white category. Holy shit! That's not, so it's not even true then.
I love this cope from white supremacists where they claim that crime data that makes white people look bad.
I don't think that he's a white supremacist. I know people, or I have known them. I don't know them anymore. I don't associate with them, but I've known white supremacists, and this dude is not a white supremacist. I promise you. You've never been around a white supremacist if you think that Asmongold is a white supremacist.
It's because agencies are all grouping Hispanic people with the white people. First of all, a few clarifications. So let's allow these white supremacists their talking point for a second. The total arrest for white people was 4.7 million. Let's assume every single Latino they arrested was grouped with the white cohort and subtract 1.1 million from 4.7 million. Well, that leaves us with 3.6 million, literally still the most arrests on this list. It changes nothing, and that's assuming all 1 million Latinos were classified as white on this data, and that's ignoring that there are obviously black Latinos that were considered black here due to their skin color. White people are still out in front. Cope harder. Are you bored? Looking for something to do? At least black people have the excuse of being treated like shit. What's yours?
You think that white people don't get treated like shit too? This is where I disagree with you, man. Like, as somebody who has been around the block, white people get treated like shit too. It just gets ignored because there's more of us. It really gets ignored. Or even whenever it's not ignored, it's kind of laughed at, like, how does it feel? That is not the right response. There's so much that can go to that. Like, it really is not the right response.
Don't give me the excuse that you're the majority in this country, so you should be leading in crime. Japan and Korea are nearly homogenous, and those people still commit significantly less crime than white Americans. Why can't you be more like Asians?
I think it's
okay. So the crime committing has nothing to do with race. It has to do with culture. It has to do with what you're taught. So people in different subgroups within the Asian culture over in, what they say, Japan, I'm sure that the poorer in Japan will commit crimes and the richer do not. And the ones that do, they go undocumented because, you know, rich people get slapped on the wrist or get away with it, or it doesn't even get mentioned. They know somebody that knows somebody. But as far as the different subgroups, the same thing could happen with Latinos. The same thing happens within white. There's white collar crimes, but white collar crimes aren't nearly as caught. It's the white wife beater meth heads that are stripping the wire out of your house that get caught. That kind of crime. So it's a more of a being poor thing than it is a race thing.
some regards we should. I think that there can be levels of aggression that we shouldn't have. I think there are things that, for example, the Japanese or the Chinese do that are better. Like, yeah, it's true. Definitely. It's not that crazy.
Oh, no. You're not getting off that easy. The question is it genetic? Is there something wrong with white people that, despite all the riches and
No, it's culture.
advantages they have,
We don't have riches and advantages. I grew up poor, like super poor. Out of all the Mexican and the black people in my school, I was one of the poorest there were. I got made fun of for it.
they are still committing the most crime in the country? It's like, I know what I said is true. I only communicate data. My question was based on your ideology that these things are apparently genetic or inherent to the racial categories. So, why is it then that white people commit the most crime in this country when Asians, who outnumber them in places like China, don't commit crime at nearly
Whatever the ratio is, I don't know what the numbers are. Maybe they're right here and I'm just not even reading them. I'm just saying, whenever you have more of a race, the ratio of people doing the wrong are going to be more. And the people that you have less of a race of, the ratio is going to be smaller.
the same rates or in absolute numbers? What's the explanation?
This is the data. U.S. non-Hispanic white is 2.8. Black is 21. That's a crazy rate. Literally a 10x almost.
So a whataboutism and no answer for white people then? Notice how my data directly came from the FBI and was about all crime, whereas these people specifically talk about homicide as if that's the only crime. And they're once again not showing us the source for this image, so it is of dubious credibility to begin with. They're also doing the tired per capita thing, which is irrelevant to this.
You did the per capita thing up here at like 4 minutes.
This discourse, which I will remind you was white people commit the most crime overall, despite not facing the scope of marginalization that black people have and continue to face. We've already discussed black people. Poverty correlates with crime. Did a whole hour-and-a-half video.
I think I just got done saying that poverty correlates with crime. It has nothing to do with race.
On that. We're talking about white people now, and you're trying to deflect and do a whataboutism. That you're avoiding.
I think that you both are trying to deflect a little bit because here's the reason why I think Asmongold tries to deflect a little bit is because he does so much content. He's not really concerned with all this other stuff. Like, he knows a little bit about a lot of stuff, but he's not like hyper focusing on exact numbers. So he's going to deflect because he doesn't want to get into something that he can't completely give all of the complete facts on. But I think that you've hyper focused on something, and that doesn't exactly make you right. It doesn't make you wrong. I think that you just have more to talk about with it, and you expect him to get on your level, and that's not going to happen. But I feel like that you've made your whole video about exposing the grift when really you're the one like riding his coattail. Honestly, I don't know what else to say. Like you took so long to get through some of these points, and you just kept repeating yourself over and over and over. I don't even want to post this video the way it is. It's 40 minutes long right now, 41:57 seconds. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to break this into 2 videos. This is crazy that like you took so long to get to some of these points. Anyways, I'm not even gonna finish the last 2 minutes, whatever that is. I think that we're done here. I feel like you're just gonna repeat yourself again. So I'm out.